back to another edition of Coach's Corner brought to you by Fatz Cafe. I'm your host, Katelyn Grisillo, and joining us today from the women's soccer team is Coach Hilary. Thank you for joining us today, Coach.
Thank you for letting me come back again.
Coach, what positives can you take away from the match at Georgia College?
Second half, once again, they came out. We got to really learn how to put a first half in, though. 45 minutes. I mean, the thing is that they can play soccer, and when they overcome the adversity of like just making mistakes, which happens with everybody, they do a fantastic job. So, really, the positive with it became we got a lot of production within the final third this time. Still working on how to actually finalize it within the last third, but we're getting more numbers into the box and we're becoming more of a threat. We had a couple mishaps, where like the ball hit the inside of the post twice and bounce out, which usually never happens, but they're getting there and they're getting their shape better and they're learning how to play possession style a little bit better, so it's getting there.
Good. Okay, now Casey had her first goal of the season on Saturday. Do you think that helps her confidence and also your team's confidence going into a pair of games this week?
Yes. The sad thing is like I wish that in the professionals they're allowed to celebrate goals, and it's kind of awful how they're not allowed to, and to see how much pure joy she had after she scored her goal, like we all kind of got like the chills and got excited for her. So yeah, we're hoping that helps increase her confidence, and not just her confidence, everybody's confidence, knowing that everybody can step up and score a goal. It just takes a little determination.
Right. Now, for those who weren't there, can you take us through kind of what happened on that play?
Actually, yeah, because what happened was Tori came up to take a corner kick, and Mayville and I were both kind of like, no, because we wanted an in swing, but I mean, it ended up working out for us. It was an out swing. So the ball went up in the air just outside, like just inside the 6, and Casey just went up and headed it into the back of the net, and it was beautiful.
Wambach action.
Yeah, a little bit Abby Wambach.
Okay, another Abby. Can we expect to have Abby Frick back on the pitch this Wednesday against Young Harris?
Lord, we hope so. No, she actually practiced on Monday. She looked really, really good, so she looks like she's solid. She wants to be back. The determination, when you sit out a kid like that, she doesn't like it. So the amount of passion she has right now is going to work for our advantage.
And can you talk to us a little bit about what Abby brings to the team on the field?
Leadership and composure. She is probably one of the most skilled at reading the game that we have, and so she actually does a very fantastic job. Her and Rish together work really well, so they'll be able to learn, step, drop, and all that kind of stuff, work more as a unit. She just never gives up either, even if she wants to crawl off the field because she's tired. She just never will give up. So that never satisfied, never say die attitude just really helps pick up the whole tempo of the game.
Okay. Now with her back and playing at home against Young Harris today, do you think that helps your team psychologically versus an away game?
Oh yeah. It's always much better when you don't have to travel. Right. So it's going to help us greatly. We're playing early, so the fans probably won't really be able to come as much, but for the girls, you get to defend your home, and that's something that you can take pride in. So we really want to basically come out and prove that we are here to play. And right now we're only 0-1 in conference, and we're just going to come out and win today, and then move on from there.
Absolutely. Now, last year, Young Harris scored a pair of goals late to take the lead 3-2. Does that give your team any additional incentive to try and win this today?
Yeah, like last year's results, like it's really good to look back and think about everything, but we're such a different team right now. We're trying different formations, we're trying a different type of style of play. So I think what's going to be best for us is that really just focusing on what we can do as a unit. It gives us a little incentive because we want to win. Right. But we want the first win. That's the number one thing that we want. So we're all just really hungry for it.
Okay. And at this point of the season, what would you say is your team's strong suit?
Our team's strong suit is basically coming together. the adversity needs to get a little bit better, overcoming it immediately. But when they work together as a unit, they possess the ball really well. So that would probably be our strong suit. We just have to now move up the field as a unit more than we have been.
Okay. You may have touched on this, but what would you say is a weak point that your team can and will improve upon as the season goes on?
The mentality is really what we're working on right now. We have a tendency of being a little bit hard on ourselves, too hard on ourselves, to where it hinders our performance.
Right.
So we make a mistake, and then all of a sudden all the heads go down, and you can physically see it, and then it becomes, instead of just one person, it becomes like five. Yeah, and then it just domino effect from there. So we're working on keeping a positive attitude throughout the whole entire thing, knowing that everyone's going to make a mistake, but as long as we rise up and come together, then everyone will come and we'll pull it out.
Absolutely. What would you say has been the biggest difference from the last match through practices this week?
The intensity. It was lacking in Georgia College, and it wasn't consistent enough. The past 2 days have been high intensity, high energy, really working on our enthusiasm, really working on staying that positive mind frame, and really pushing past what might be a lack of fitness right now.
No, never.
Never.
Never that.
No.
Okay, now Sarah Moore missed some time this season after going down against Catawba. Is she back to full strength, and what does she bring to the team?
Yeah, I mean, she is back to, the foot skills and everything. The talent's always going to be there. She needs to work back into the fitness aspect of it and getting more comfortable. The problem with her being out for so long is that she didn't get to cohese with the rest of her teammates. So she has to kind of get in the back of the swing of things, and some people have really stepped up in the role that she was playing, so now she has to get comfortable in a different role.
Okay, now you had a different starting lineup in the second half against Georgia College, and those 11 played well. They came out on attack, especially after Casey's goal got things going. Fans expect to see a similar starting lineup, or does it just change based on personnel you're playing?
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yes,
okay?
Absolutely.
Our girls are talented, and sometimes they can be lazy, and they know that. So what we were trying to prove to them is that it doesn't matter how talented you are. The minute that you step out on the field and you want it, you're gonna get it. So it really just depends on who shows up to play.
Right.
We're very much into who's up to play that day. It's not about basically who's the most talented. It's about who's earned it.
So everyone has an equal opportunity as long as you're willing to work for it, essentially?
Yes.
Now that you're into conference play, does that add pressure to you and the team, or is it just another match?
Every day is pressure.
Right.
Every day is competition. If you're not thriving to compete, then you're not doing anything. So, it does add some pressure, because we know that if we want to make it into the tournament, then we have to get results. So, it adds a lot of pressure. It would have been a little bit more comfortable to get a win, get a result out of Georgia College, but they played a solid match, and they capitalized on our mistakes. So.
Do you need a certain number of wins to make it to the tournament, or is it like a certain
top
ranking?
8 teams get to go? So we pretty much need to make sure that we get results in the majority of our matches. We can drop maybe 3 or 4. Other than that, we need to get wins.
Okay. Now, this is your first year as a head coach, correct?
Correct.
What is the biggest difference in being a head coach and an assistant?
Coach Ed Heberling, actually, I was an assistant head coach over there, and he did a fantastic job of training me, and then Faulkner ahead of him at Armstrong. He also did the same thing. They kind of gave me free reign with a lot of aspects. The main thing that I'm trying to get used to is the paperwork. The training's the same, the recruiting's the same. Budgeting and all that paperwork, all the signing of, national letter of intents and all that kind of stuff, that's pretty much what I'm just trying to get used to. And also talking on the camera. I'm not used to that.
It's the best part.
No, right?
Now, what piece of advice would you give to a first-year head coach?
Don't give up. I mean, that's the thing. You have to be resourceful. You have to be making sure that you're willing to try everything and willing to do everything, but don't ever sacrifice your own integrity. Things might not be pretty, but when you're trying to implement a style of play, it doesn't take a few weeks. It takes sometimes years. So the best thing about it, I would say, is just really just stay with it and stay positive, because these girls want it just as bad as we do.
Right.
And so to get frustrated, then that's really just, you're not ready to be a head coach. Then you gotta make sure that you're ready for those ups and downs. And sometimes it might be downs in the beginning, but you always come together.
Absolutely. Okay, now we're going to transition into some Snapchat questions we received. First one is, what are your thoughts on nutrition and its importance to your team?
Oh, yes. I'm guessing because this is something that we touched on after the game. It's extremely important. What you do in practice is fantastic. It's a lot of reps. It's training your body physically. However, what you put in your body is what fuels you. So if you're sitting there and clogging your arteries full of gunk, then you're not going to actually get anything accomplished.
Okay. Who was your favorite national team player and why?
Ashlyn Harris.
Her goalkeeper.
Yeah, well, her positivity and goalkeeper. Positivity, like, she's been back up to Hope Solo for so long. And you will never, ever, she's always there for the team. You will never see her falter. Extremely positive person, extremely giving person, and a great player. I mean, I have a lot of good players, a lot of people that I admire. Who would you say is your
favorite starter?
Favorite starter. I'm going to have to give a shout out to Morgan Bryan with this one. I've known her since she was really young. So to watch her grow and how she's grown from being like 14 years old up to what she is now,
right.
It's just beautiful to watch. She's very fluid on the ball.
What has your team improved on most since preseason?
Their positioning. The fact that they're more zonal defending, they're really trying to keep their shape now. They're playing more possession. I mean, it's becoming beautiful soccer. It's just going to take a little bit longer.
Right. And who or what would you say is your biggest inspiration?
Are you talking about like person? Like, okay, my biggest inspiration is my father. He was extremely tough on me, but he was very tender as well. Mm-hmm. So
tough love.
Yes, tough love. Very compassionate person. He taught me how to be empathetic and at the same time learn how to push people. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we're gonna go to some this or that questions, just quick fire. You don't have to explain yourself.
Okay.
First one. You used to play basketball, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Oh, God, Michael Jordan.
Good answer. Forward or defender? Not goalkeeper is an option.
Oh.
Neither is midfield.
Forward, only because I wish I could be one.
Okay. Pre-wrap or sweatband?
Pre-wrap.
Good. Would you choose pink, like Alex Morgan?
No.
What color?
Gray, because it looks awesome, obviously.
Okay. Would you rather score in a game or have an assist?
I would rather have an assist.
Nice. Selflessness. The north or the south?
North.
Ew.
Ohio.
Fiery chicken fries or normal?
Oh, gosh. Neither.
Okay. Abby Wambach or Mia Hamm?
Mia Hamm.
Okay. College football or NFL?
College.
And who's your favorite college football team?
Ohio State.
Okay. And lastly, Hannah Allison or Abby Frick?
Team Taylor.
Oh. Okay. Ouch. And lastly, Coach, what does it mean to be a Pacer in your eyes?
It means passion. It means heart. And it means, just always giving everything that you have.
Good. Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight against Young Harris.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That wraps up another edition of Coach's Corner with Coach Hilary George. I'm Katelyn Grisillo. Thank you for watching.